Everyday trauma happens every day. Or, to many of us, if not every day, then surprisingly often. And like all trauma, this stays with us and can last a lifetime. I explained what is going on in an earlier video, how experiences of bullying at school, panic attacks on the tube late at night, a parent's divorce, sudden changing of schools or homes with no advance warning, being sent to a boarding school suddenly from a loving home, and so on. They can all be trauma memories that stay with us and infect us and disfigure our lives over years and years. But these trauma memories can be relieved and released. And as a Human Givens therapist trained in the rewind technique by Joe Griffin and Ivan Terrell, the founders of Human Givens, I know that. I know that without any doubt at all, as I've helped literally hundreds, if not thousands, over the years. So what are the 4 steps of trauma release as taught and used by Human Givens therapists throughout the land? Best that you go and see a Human Givens therapist rather than base your trauma release entirely on this video. But this video will open you to the possibilities. And in fact, I do have a trauma release set of audios that you can get from my website. The link is below, so you can do it yourself if that's what you wish. And you do need to be careful, of course, and certainly my trauma release audios take you through the stages very carefully. Anyway, here we go. The first step is to recall the memory. The second stage, which may come with the recollection, is to activate the memory. The third stage is to calm down and relax and go deep, deep, deep. And the fourth stage is what I call refiling. And here is the 4 stages, one after the other. Can you remember what that memory is? Or do you have to work at it to find it? Can you look through old books, so to speak, to find it? Or might you need to feel how it is now with the recent memory, and then go on a little search back through time to find that first memory, or that first time? Often it is very clear to you, and you know right away, but sometimes you need to find a good therapist to help you, and preferably a therapist trained in Human Givens. And then the memory must be activated, by which I mean that you can create a connection between the memory and the feeling that was associated with it back then. We have to get that feeling up and in you as a physical presence now before it can be released. And then you can let go and find peace and relax. So why don't you do that now as you watch and listen to the waves breaking on this magical beach somewhere near heaven? finally, it is time to refile. So imagine and replay this memory on this TV screen, going backwards and forwards. And imagine the memory as far away and then near and close up. Use funny voices and funny costumes perhaps, against the background of a sparkling light and darkness and then brightness. This is the rewind part of the rewind. And as you do this, and as you think about this memory in a really calm and dissociated way, and processing it in a manner you've never done before, then the trauma memory is refiled out of your primitive brain and is at last under your control. And that's it. Look at my website for lots more on this, and please believe that this past memory is not a life sentence. And if you enjoyed this, then do subscribe and tell your friends.